Love is not what makes her choose you, and the sooner you accept that, the sooner everything starts to make sense. Because right now, you're probably thinking about all the times you showed up, stayed loyal, gave attention, said the right things, did everything you were told would make a woman stay, and somehow, she still pulled away. That confusion isn't random. It's the result of believing a story that was never true to begin with. You thought effort creates attraction. You thought being consistent, available, and emotionally open would make her feel secure enough to choose you. But what if those exact things slowly made her lose interest instead? What if the more you tried to prove your worth, the less she felt it? You didn't fail because you weren't good enough. You failed because you were playing a game you didn't even understand. Attraction doesn't respond to logic, effort, or even love in the way you've been taught. It responds to something deeper, something psychological, something most men never take the time to see. There are 7 triggers that change everything. Only a small percentage of men ever figure them out, and once you do, you'll never look at attraction the same way again. What you have to understand is that attraction doesn't operate on logic. It never has. Long before dating advice, long before social media, long before any modern rules you've been taught, attraction was already wired into human biology. It lives beneath words, beneath intentions, beneath everything you try to explain or justify. And that's where most men get it wrong. They treat attraction like a conversation, something that can be built through explanation, consistency, or proving value over time. But attraction doesn't work like that. It isn't negotiated, it's felt. A woman doesn't sit there calculating your effort and then decide to feel something. She experiences it instantly, emotionally, almost unconsciously. That's why you can say all the right things and still feel her slipping away. Because her response isn't coming from what you say, it's coming from what she feels in your presence. And feelings are triggered, not convinced. This is where the difference becomes clear. The nice guy focuses on being understood. He explains himself, reassures, gives more, thinking clarity will create connection. But the man she can't stop thinking about doesn't rely on explanation. He creates emotional impact. He's unpredictable, slightly hard to read, and because of that, he activates curiosity, tension, and excitement without even trying to force it. From an evolutionary perspective, human attraction has always been tied to emotional stimulation and perceived value, not comfort alone. The brain responds to uncertainty, to contrast, to things that feel rare or difficult to fully grasp. So when you try to be perfectly consistent and easy to understand, you remove the very elements that create attraction in the first place. You don't convince someone to like you. You trigger something inside them that they can't ignore. Before you even begin to understand the triggers, you need to see the structure behind them. Because attraction isn't random, and it's not chaotic. It follows a pattern, a system that repeats itself across different people, different situations, and different outcomes. Once you see that system, everything that once felt confusing starts to feel predictable. And at the center of that system are 3 core pillars that quietly control how attraction grows or fades. The first is uncertainty. Not confusion, not inconsistency, but a subtle sense that she can't fully predict you. When everything about you is obvious, when your reactions, your attention, your behavior all follow a pattern she can map out, the emotional tension disappears. And without tension, there's nothing pulling her back in. The second is emotional stimulation. Attraction doesn't survive in neutral territory. It needs contrast, shifts in energy, moments that create feeling. When you become too stable, too safe, too emotionally flat, she stops feeling anything significant around you. And when the feeling disappears, so does the attraction. The third is perceived value. This isn't about what you say you are. It's about how you present yourself through your behavior. When you're always available, always giving, always trying to prove your worth, you unintentionally signal the opposite. Value is felt through scarcity, through self-control, through the sense that your time and attention are not easily given. Every trigger you're about to understand is built on these three pillars. Remove even one, and the entire dynamic weakens. Most men ignore them completely, and they pay the price without ever realizing why. The first trigger is something most men accidentally destroy without realizing it, and that is strategic unpredictability. Not chaos, not inconsistency, but the absence of a fixed pattern she can rely on. Because the moment your behavior becomes predictable, the emotional experience becomes flat. She knows when you'll text, how you'll respond, how available you are, and once that certainty settles in, curiosity disappears. Think about how it usually plays out. You reply quickly every time. You show the same level of interest, the same tone, the same energy. At first, it feels right because it seems honest and stable, but over time, that consistency removes all tension. She doesn't have to wonder about you anymore, and without that sense of wondering, her emotional engagement starts to fade. Unpredictability, when used correctly, does the opposite. It creates small moments where she pauses and thinks about you. Maybe you don't respond instantly one day, not as a tactic, but because your life doesn't revolve around her. Maybe your tone shifts slightly from playful to serious, from engaged to reserved. These subtle breaks in pattern force her mind to stay active, trying to understand you. And that's where attraction begins to grow again. Not in certainty, but in curiosity. Not in knowing everything, but in wanting to know more. The moment she feels like she has completely figured you out is the moment the emotional tension disappears, and with it, the attraction you worked so hard to build. The second trigger builds on that tension and turns it into something far more powerful, and that is emotional contrast. Most men believe stability is what keeps attraction alive, so they try to stay consistent in mood, energy, and behavior. But emotional flatness doesn't create connection, it creates forgettable experiences. When every interaction feels the same, her mind has nothing to hold on to. What creates impact is contrast, the shift between different emotional states. One moment you're playful and light, making her laugh. The next, you're calm, grounded, and slightly distant. Not cold, not withdrawn, just not constantly available in the same emotional way. That shift is what keeps her engaged because her mind starts associating you with movement, with change, with something that feels alive. This is how emotional memory forms. The brain doesn't remember neutral experiences very well, but it remembers contrast. Highs and lows create stronger impressions, and those impressions keep looping in her mind even when you're not around. It's the difference between a conversation she forgets by the end of the day and one she replays later without realizing why. When you stay in one emotional state, even if it's positive, it eventually loses its effect. But when there's variation, when there are subtle shifts she can't fully predict, the experience becomes more engaging. She feels more, and because she feels more, she thinks about you more. And that repeated emotional loop is what slowly turns interest into something deeper and harder to ignore. The third trigger is controlled detachment, and this is where most men lose their position without even noticing it. The moment you become emotionally dependent on her response, her attention, or her approval, the dynamic shifts. She can feel it, even if you never say it directly. Neediness isn't about asking too much, it's about needing a specific outcome to feel okay. And once that pressure enters the interaction, attraction starts to fade. Controlled detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It means your emotional state is no longer tied to what she does. You enjoy her presence, you engage, you invest, but you're not controlled by the outcome. If she pulls back, you don't chase. If she's warm, you don't cling. There's a quiet stability in you that doesn't bend based on her behavior, and that stability creates something rare. When a man is detached in this way, his attention becomes valuable. Not because he's withholding it artificially, but because it's not freely given in a desperate attempt to secure validation. There's a sense that he chooses where his energy goes, and that choice creates both mystery and respect. Power in attraction isn't loud, it's subtle. It's in the ability to stay grounded when emotions shift, to remain centered when situations change. You care, but you're not controlled. And that difference is what separates a man who is easily replaced from a man who becomes difficult to forget. The fourth trigger is something most men give away far too easily, and that is their attention. They treat it like it has no value, offering it constantly, consistently, without limit. But attention is a form of currency, and like any currency, its value is determined by how scarce it is. When it's always available, it stops feeling special, it becomes expected, and eventually, it becomes ignored. Think about the difference between a man who is always there and a man who has a full life beyond her. The first responds instantly, checks in constantly, and makes himself predictable in his availability. At first, it may feel flattering, but over time, it loses its impact. There's no sense of earning it, no sense of anticipation. It's just there, all the time. Now contrast that with a man whose attention is selective. Not because he's playing games, but because his time is genuinely occupied. He has priorities, focus, and a life that doesn't revolve around constant communication. When he gives attention, it feels intentional. It feels chosen, not automatic. This difference changes how she perceives you. When attention is unlimited, it carries no weight. But when it's given with control and intention, it starts to feel valuable. She notices it more, appreciates it more, and begins to respond differently. Attraction isn't built on constant availability. It's built on the feeling that your presence is something she doesn't always have access to, and that makes her want it more. The fifth trigger is silent confidence, and it's often misunderstood because most men think confidence has to be visible, loud, and constantly proven. They try to show it through words, through validation-seeking behavior, through subtle attempts to impress. But the more you try to display confidence, the more it starts to feel like you're asking for approval instead of owning your presence. Loud confidence is easy to spot. It talks too much, explains too much, and constantly tries to signal value. It needs a reaction to feel real. It looks strong on the surface, but underneath, it depends on how others respond. And that dependence weakens the very thing it's trying to project. Silent confidence works differently. It doesn't need to announce itself because it's already grounded. It shows up in how you carry yourself, how you speak without rushing, how you don't feel the need to fill every silence or prove every point. There's a calm certainty in your presence that doesn't shift based on whether she approves or not. This creates a powerful signal, not just of confidence, but of authority. It tells her that your sense of self isn't fragile, that it doesn't rely on external validation. And that kind of stability is rare. When a man embodies this, attraction shifts. She doesn't feel like she's evaluating you anymore. Instead, she feels like she's stepping into your world, trying to understand the depth behind that calm, controlled presence that never needed to prove itself in the first place. The sixth trigger is emotional independence, and this is where attraction either stabilizes or quietly collapses over time. The moment your emotional state begins to depend on her reactions, her messages, or her approval, something subtle shifts. You may not say it out loud, but it shows in your energy. You start checking more often, thinking more, reacting more, and that quiet dependency changes how she experiences you. When a man needs approval, even in small ways, it creates pressure. Not because he's doing something wrong, but because his sense of self starts leaning outward instead of staying grounded within. She can feel that shift. It shows in how quickly he responds, how much he tries to maintain connection, how uneasy he becomes when things aren't perfectly aligned. And over time, that need slowly replaces attraction with obligation. Emotional independence creates the opposite effect. Your life is already full. Your focus, your purpose, your direction exist beyond her presence. She adds to your experience, but she doesn't define it. When you operate from that place, your interactions feel lighter, more natural, less controlled by outcome. This doesn't make you distant, it makes you stable. You're present when you're there, engaged when you connect, but your identity doesn't shift based on her behavior. That consistency within yourself creates a sense of strength she can't easily find elsewhere. Attraction grows when she feels like she's entering a life that already has direction, not becoming the center of one that didn't. The seventh trigger is the one most men avoid, yet it carries the most weight, and that is the power to walk away. Not as a tactic, not as a threat, but as a real option you are willing to take when something no longer aligns with your standards. Because the moment she senses that you will stay no matter what, the dynamic changes. There is no risk, no consequence, no urgency to maintain your attention. When a man tolerates everything, he slowly teaches her that his presence is guaranteed. He overlooks disrespect, ignores inconsistencies, and stays even when he knows something feels off. At first, it may come from patience or understanding, but over time, it removes the need for her to invest. There is nothing to lose, so there is nothing to protect. Now, contrast that with a man who can walk away. He doesn't do it impulsively, and he doesn't use it to manipulate. He simply knows his value and refuses to stay where it isn't recognized. That quiet boundary changes everything. It introduces consequence, and with consequence comes awareness. This is where respect begins to form. Not from what you say, but from what you're willing to accept or leave behind. And with that respect comes a subtle sense of urgency because she understands that your presence is not permanent. Attraction deepens when there is something real at stake, and nothing creates that feeling faster than the man who is fully capable of leaving when necessary. At this point, it should be clear that none of this is about memorizing steps or applying techniques at the right moment. That approach is exactly what keeps most men stuck, constantly trying to do the right thing instead of becoming the kind of man who naturally creates the right response. Because the truth is, these triggers don't work when they're forced. They only work when they reflect who you are. If you try to imitate unpredictability while still seeking control, it breaks. If you act detached while feeling dependent, it shows. If you pretend to have confidence while needing validation, it collapses under pressure. That's why this isn't about tactics. It's about alignment. Your behavior has to come from a place that is real, grounded, and consistent within you. Becoming the rare man means your life has direction without needing her to define it. Your attention is intentional, not automatic. Your emotions are steady, not reactive. You don't chase connection, you allow it to grow where it's mutual. And if it isn't, you move on without hesitation. You don't use these triggers like tools. You embody them through how you think, how you act, and how you carry yourself. And once that shift happens internally, everything externally starts to change without effort. Now, the real question is not whether you understand this, but whether you're willing to live it. Because most men will hear these ideas, feel motivated for a moment, and then go right back to the same patterns that kept them stuck. They'll chase, overgive, seek approval, and wonder why nothing changes. Not because they don't know better, but because they never made a decision. So this is where you separate yourself. Not through words, but through commitment. A simple shift that defines how you move from this point forward. Say it and mean it. I will never chase again. Not out of ego, not out of pride, but out of self-respect. Because you now understand that attraction isn't something you force, it's something you allow to happen when you show up the right way. Most men won't apply this. They'll go back to comfort, but you're not here to stay the same. You're here to become the man who doesn't need to chase, because everything about him naturally pulls people in.